All right, I think we are live. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Million of the Moon live stream. We have a really interesting guest with us today, KG from Internet Money and Internet Money Dividend. So, thanks a lot for coming on, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me. Appreciate you.
Yeah, that's good, man. So, look, there's a bunch I want to delve into with Internet Money and Internet Money Dividend. But before we do that, I want to get to know you a little bit. Tell us about yourself. How did you get into crypto in the first place?
Sure. So, for everyone watching, I have a sleeping baby in the other room. So, if I have to jet off camera real quick, it's because he woke up. I'll be right back if it happens. Um, okay. So, as far as what brought me into crypto, I've actually been familiar with crypto for, I guess, since the begin or pretty close to the beginning. When I was in high school, I was spending some time on the Tor browser, and I that's where I got introduced to Bitcoin. And broke high school me saw Bitcoin at $80 or something and thought it was absolute. I couldn't afford it, and I didn't even know what it was. But hindsight's 2020. I we are completely, me and the team are completely team PulseChain. We were introduced into the ecosystem a little over a year ago, and we're just want to do anything that we can possibly do to strengthen this ecosystem.
Right. Okay. Did you end up buying Bitcoin around $80?
No, definitely not.
No. What was the onboarding like back then?
I don't like. I was
Did you have
just.
to like send money in a carrier pigeon somewhere off to China or something? I imagine it
I
was
don't.
difficult.
All I remember is searching like sites on the Tor browser,
Yeah.
and there'd be banners like, because the sites would only accept or some sites would only accept Bitcoin as payment. You couldn't pay in fiat, so there'd be banners across the site saying the price of Bitcoin and how to buy it. But I just saw $80 and just didn't
Yeah.
pay any more attention to it because that was
Right.
15 years old. That's $80 is,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's the world. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
All right. So that's kind of how you got familiarized. But what led you down the road to Internet Money and then IMD?
Sure. So, like I said, we've been involved in the PulseChain ecosystem since before the PulseChain sacrifice was even a thing. I can remember all the countless hours of me and my friends and team and everybody just spending talking game theory of the PulseChain sacrifice. So, we've watched this ecosystem develop, and we have a lot of great projects coming to PulseChain, no doubt. But one thing all these projects seem to be missing is the ease of onboarding, right? So we felt we were called to make that our mission and bring as many new users into this ecosystem as possible. And so we found our solution to do that through Internet Money.
Okay. And so briefly, what is Internet Money?
Sure. So we Internet Money is our ecosystem. And right now we currently have one token in existence and we're working on a second one. Our first token is actually Internet Money, or IM, and it's a deflationary peer-to-peer digital cash. It exists on Binance Smart Chain, and if you buy it on Binance Smart Chain, you get a one-to-one copy on PulseChain. We actually already exist on PulseChain testnet as well. Have tested our airdrop code. It's awesome. It's functioning. So we're as on PulseChain as you can possibly be.
Interesting. Okay. All right. So that's Internet Money. Now,
Yep.
what is IMD?
So that is our second token. And the project that we're doing and that we are in the middle of a sacrifice phase for is for a wallet that we're creating. And this is going to be a native PulseChain wallet. So that wallet is going to generate fees when swaps occur within the wallet, like MetaMask does. Now, it's actually going to be less expensive than MetaMask too. Holders of the IMD token or Internet Money Dividend receive a portion of those fees, and the supply of IMD directly equates to 100% of the fees. So by holding IMD, you receive passive income in the form of Pulse because those fees are charged in Pulse.
I see. That's man, okay. Now let's talk about the tokenomics here. Are we
Sure.
inflationary? Are we deflationary? Let's talk about tokenomics.
We're fixed 2 billion supply, and actually up to 81% is going to the sacrifice set. Currently, already 73% is being distributed to the sacrifice set. So it's becoming more and more decentralized as the sacrifice goes on.
I see. Now, in total, correct me if I'm wrong here. It seems like 83% of the total IMD supply will be distributed to the masses. Is that correct?
Up to 81%.
Up to 81%. Okay.
Yep.
And so I know there's a whole thing with when building projects, you don't want to give expectations of work from others. But with that being said, if we can talk maybe on a theoretical level, the team has to eat, you got to pay the lights. So
Sure.
would it make sense on a theoretical thought experiment level to think that the team might be able to, again, pay the bills through staking the other 19% and reaping the rewards in PulseChain that way? Is that kind of how things could work on a theoretical level?
So in the realm of theoreticals, so I have to make the disclaimer, there is no expectations of that 19%. But should the team be the recipient of any portion of that 19%, they may or may not reap some rewards in the form of Pulse.
Right.
Now, that's not to say the full 19% may or may not be allocated to the team. There may or may not be other plans.
Okay.
But also, one cool thing is you do not have to stake IMD. There's no staking, locking up, or delegating in any way, shape, or form. You just hold the token.
Interesting. Okay, so you would just hold IMD in the Internet Money wallet. Is that what it's going to be called?
That's what the wallet's going to be called, but you can actually hold it in any wallet.
Really? So if you hold IMD on MetaMask, you will be able to go to the IMD front end and claim your allocation in PulseChain?
So the way that it's working, or the way that we're planning on doing it right now, is any wallet you own the private keys to. Now, the Internet Money wallet will probably be the easiest way to do it, but you'll be able to. We're planning on having a DApp on our website that you can just connect your Web3 wallet to and claim from there.
Interesting. Okay. Now, how does the claiming process work? Can you just let your token sit, appreciate some PulseChain, and then come back a year later? Is that doable?
So again, the way we're planning on doing that is you'll be able to claim as frequently as every day, but you can claim every day, every week, every month, every year, and it just accumulates.
Right. Okay, man. Look, this is look. In my opinion, I said this to my Discord group earlier. This is such a no-brainer, simple, obvious, like protocol with such an obvious use case here. Because look, by the way, just an interesting thing. I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong here. You may know, MetaMask charges 0.875% fee per transaction. You guys charge, what is it, a 0.752, something like that.
729.
729. How'd you guys settle on that number? You just want to be lower than MetaMask?
Well, yes, that was part of it. We knew we were going to be lower than MetaMask, no ifs, ands, or buts. But like Richard Hart, when it comes to numbers, you get fun with the numbers. And so 729 is a significant number in the Hex community, significant number in our lives. So, we went with that.
Okay, all right. Why 729? I'm not familiar with the significance.
So, are you familiar with Rock'em Rochelle in the community?
The name rings a bell. I'm not too familiar.
Okay, so he is the founder of the Overwatch Partners, one of the, if not the biggest PulseChain, PulseX sacrificers. And he has a great story with 29 Degrees about his come up from rock bottom. And so we respect him, we honor him, and like homage to rock. We use 29, and then 7's just a lucky number.
All right, there you go. So just a shout out to someone in the community. That's cool, man. All right,
Yeah,
that's interesting. Now, look, I'm going to ask you a question that I know you can't give a certain answer to, but I'm going to ask it anyways. Have you guys given any thought towards how many users you could anticipate early on and the kind of fees the IMD wallet might generate? Because just to bring up a point out. Unfortunately, I don't have the article pulled up. I couldn't find it, but it seems to me like MetaMask is currently generating around $35 million a year in fees accrued. I could be totally wrong about those numbers. I believe those numbers were from April 2021. Have you guys given any thought, any estimation as to how many fees IMD could look forward to accruing?
Sure. Yeah, we talk about this all the time. It's one of our favorite questions to answer. So we have roughly 1,000 sacrifice addresses currently. So we could assume, based on that, we're going to have a starting user base of 1,000. And we aim to hit 100,000 to 1,000,000 users within the first year. And yes, that might sound like moon boy numbers, but our wallet is going to be an onboarding machine, even to the point where when users download our wallet, they're going to be airdropped free Pulse and free internet money.
Really?
Yes, no KYC, airdropped right into the wallet upon creation. So as far as the fees are concerned, yeah, your number is probably correct. Depending on where you look, what site you look at, the numbers fluctuate. I've seen them as low as $95,000 a day for MetaMask and up to $533,000 a day in fees. First of all, that's mind-boggling, right?
It's a lot.
Money. Yeah.
Daily, yeah.
And who are they sharing that with? That's a whole nother topic. The number that we've been using as our first milestone is to generate anywhere from 2 to 10% of that, depending on what metric you look at. So $10,000 is what we think is achievable within the first year. $10,000 a day in fees.
Oof. And guys, I mean, I know we all know it, but it's not just fees and everything. It's fees and PulseChain, which everyone is interested in getting their hands on. Everyone needs a wallet. So, man, I'm very excited about this. If I didn't say it on the live stream, I sacked personally. I got my sack in on pool A. I was gonna worry there, guys. You guys raised money so quick, so congratulations on that. So definitely in high demand for sure. Now, I before I forget, I want to delve into some of the features of the wallet because you mentioned something pretty interesting there. You said that wallet holders can be airdrop PulseChain, and you said another coin as well, or token.
Yeah, our first token, IM Internet.
IM. Okay, how much can people be airdropped?
So the Pulse it's for users in the space, it's a negligible amount. It's enough for someone to maybe do a few transactions, right? And the exact number is undetermined because we don't know exactly what transaction fees are going to look like.
Right.
And the IM is going to be, it's great. We have a high token supply in IM, so we get to utilize that vanity metric. So we may drop users 100,000 tokens, which seems like a lot,
right?
But really, it could be a few cents.
Right, as a marketing onboarding tool.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Okay, super interesting. Now, how are you guys funding this? Are you guys just sitting on freepulse.io every hour and just clicking that button and redistributing it?
I plead the fifth on that one.
Okay.
But no. But the way we plan on the free pulse thing, the way we plan on funding it is for the airdrops is we all are big pulse sacrificers. So the amount of users and the amount of pulse that we would airdrop, we believe that we're going to be able to cover from our own bags just fine.
Right. Okay. I got you. Right on. Yeah. Well, that's awesome, man. That's great. Now, are there any other interesting features about the wallet that we should talk about? Like I heard you guys might be doing a fiat on ramp. What's the state of that?
So I'm actually glad you asked because that was a big push we were doing in the beginning. And our solution was going to be Dharma.io, but they were acquired by OpenSea. And so now we don't know the direction. So the fiat on-ramp has been pushed to the back burner, so to speak. And we are waiting to see what solutions are available. Who's going to offer the Pulse on-ramp, because it would just take too much focus and resources to build one from scratch.
I see. Okay. All right. Any other features that you're hoping to launch day one other than potential airdrops?
So, and also when the fiat on-ramp option does become available, we do plan to integrate at some point in the future.
Okay.
As far as other features, we're going to have your basic features, of course. You're going to be able to import all your PRC20 tokens. You're going to be able to swap within the wallet. So they'll act as a PulseX front end. You will be able to, you'll get the airdrop tokens. We, on the browser extension, because it's going to be iOS, Android, and browser extension, we'll have hardware wallet support there.
Awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we do have some cool and some other features that even advanced crypto users are going to come to know and love. And one big feature we're making a push for is dollar cost average. Like, why does that not exist in other wallets? So, yeah.
Interesting. So how might that work? So let's say you just have $1,000 worth of USDC sitting on your wallet, and the wallet might just automatically buy $100 worth every week, something like that. You get to set the parameters of how and when the buys happen. Is that kind of the idea?
So not so much as a limit order, but more so like, I know this is gonna be a bad example, but have you ever bought any stocks or crypto on Robinhood?
God, no.
Okay, thank you. Well,
not Robinhood, but yeah. No, yeah.
Well, the using that example, because when you make the buy, the app tracks the price you bought it at, and then as you buy it, it continues to track your individual stats and says, for example, hey, your average hex price is 10 cents based on what you've bought.
Right. So you're saying this will be more of a tracking feature showing your average prices.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. Again, why is nobody doing that?
So I don't know. So we don't know if that feature is going to be on version 1 MVP, but we are thinking about the advanced user too, because we know that in order to really get those fees for the IMD holders, we've got to have some degens on there. Right. We've got to have some whales on there. We've got to have every type of person, not just new people.
Now, in terms of NFTs as well, because whether we like it or not, NFTs are a major part of crypto. Oh no, did we lose KG here? Uh-oh, folks. Uh-oh. In the meanwhile, folks, please like and subscribe. Hit that bell icon to be notified of new uploads. Share the live stream because we were having a great conversation up until a couple moments ago when I believe the Russians are attacking our network, because it just seems like we're putting out info that's too great, too fantastic, that they are shutting us down here. So, look, why don't we attempt to reach out to KG and see what's going on here. I want to text him, see if his internet went down. Folks, look, if you have any questions, now is a great time to I lost you. Yeah, now is a great time to put them in the comments. We should be able to get KG on shortly here. Bear with us, folks. We're having technical difficulties. We will get into the sacrifice phase. We will get into much more interesting stuff. For now, bear with me while I try and troubleshoot and get KG back on, because we're having a pretty interesting conversation. I felt like stuff was just getting interesting there. How do I sacrifice? Well, they have the Internet Money Dividend website, which we will share. Put a link down in the description below. And we have KG is back. KG, did you suffer an attack from the Russians?
I'm so sorry, bro. I got rugged by the internet.
What? You got rugged by the internet. And in fact, you know what? This is such a concerning thing. Messin is in fact calling me right now. So I'm going to pick up the phone real quick just to see what he says.
Go for it.
Messin, you're live right now. You're on the air.
Hey man, I just want to say, it sounds like you're having some difficulties with me not being around, man.
Yeah, well, listen, man. Given the last board meeting we had, we chose to promote you from assistant to the CEO's assistant, and part of those responsibilities was to take care of the production. So. Right. Yeah, I know you had to do your hair and makeup last minute. That's why you couldn't make it, but unfortunately, that's part of it's part of why things are so rusty.
It's all good, man. They got you. The hackers got you. I just want to say, man, guys, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Do whatever you guys do, man. Love you all. I'm out, man. Kill it.
All right, man. Good to hear from you.
With love, man. You gotta kill him with love.
Kill him with love. Great message. All right, man. Take care.
You guys are incredible, dude.
Yeah. No, Messon's a good guy, man. I've taken him under my wing. Like, I've really mentored him in crypto throughout the year. Yeah, he's a good guy. So
I can't actually tell if you're the boss or he's the boss. Like, you
I'm
guys...
100%. Okay, I'm very glad you brought this up because this has been a large controversy here at Million ongoing. So I am 100% the CEO of Million of the Moon. Messon is just an intern, a probationary intern at that, because he said he borrowed $5 from me. He said he'd pay me back. He hasn't paid me back. It's been an issue, man. So just to be clear, he owes me $5. He doesn't drink water. He's extremely dehydrated, and so because of that, he's just a probationary intern here at Million of the Moon. And I just want to make that very clear. And I think it's very important that we take whatever time needed to make that explicitly clear.
Understood.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. I hope you can appreciate that. As someone who's part of a team, it's important to make sure everyone's responsibilities are known and that gets communicated well.
No, I appreciate it. I mean, I didn't know if I could sleep tonight if I didn't have that clear. So I thank you for taking the time.
Right. No, thank you. Right. Yes. Yeah. So
that's awesome, dude.
Yeah, but no. We run this channel together. We're both good buddies. We're friends, and so I just like to bust his balls, and he does the same. So that's kind of
always great.
Yeah, it's kind of the dynamic we have going here. But yes, I am the CEO.
Okay, understood. I'll never insult you again. I'm sorry.
Yeah, please. So yeah, man. So what were we talking about before this? I think we were talking about some features, very interesting features.
Yeah, and you asked about NFTs.
Right, yeah.
And
yes. So can I finish the thought?
Yeah, please, by all means.
All right.
Yeah, please.
So NFTs, will there be the ability to see the NFTs in the wallet? Because that's a big deal, because with a lot of wallets, it's hard. You have to connect your wallet to some third DApp to be able to see your third-party DApp to see your NFTs. Is there any plans to be able to have a picture of your JPEGs in the wallet?
That would be awesome. For the MVP, probably not, but I won't outrule it. Yeah, that would be great. That's a feature I would appreciate myself. So
yeah, okay, right on. Okay, now just so what other do you think interesting features do you have down the pipeline that you think might be worth mentioning? Or did we kind of touch on most of them?
We touched on the major ones for now. I mean, look, we're always brainstorming, we're always thinking, we're always listening to our community. So if the community says, "Hey, let's get this feature," we're gonna find a way to make it happen.
Okay, and please, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, we will support multiple chains. I didn't say that.
I was gonna ask you. Right there, you go.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, we will support multiple. Yes.
Right. Day one.
Well, maybe not, and here's why. We have some cool plans to make IMD multi-chain, and in some way, shape, or form, do the same fee structure, not the same exact fee structure, but a fee structure distribution on the various chains. So we may do one chain at a time. We'll launch IMD. So we're still planning exactly how we're going to do that, but it will be multi-chain.
If you could perhaps speculate as to what is the first chain you may be interested in expanding to, what chain would that be and why?
Probably Ethereum.
Okay. Yeah.
And because it's
yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
Other
than Ethereum
though. Probably Binance.
Okay.
I mean, IM's already on Binance. I know Binance has a bad rap. Yeah, you could go to Binance and get wrecked, but I mean, come on, you could pay 15 cents for a 10-second transaction. It's like, I'm not mad at that. Mad at that.
Yeah. No, and PancakeSwap was extremely profitable for a good moment there, especially early on before it had its massive, parabolic blow off top back when the APYs were huge. Another reason why I'm so excited about PulseX.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. So, what other questions that I have written down here? So let's talk about the SAC phase. I saw someone in the comments asking about that as well.
Sure.
I might be able to. I can definitely share my screen here in a second. So give me a second here,
Take your time.
and I'll share my screen. All right, so this is the SAC phase. Let's talk about the SAC phase. Let's talk about pool A, talk about pool B. Let's explain to the people what the SAC phase is all about.
Okay, so our SAC phase launched March 14th at 0000 UTC time. And actually, our dev right now is working on updating the timer. So it's going to count down to the end of pool B, but we'll get there in a minute. Pool A, we have a pool A and a pool B system. Pool A is closed, and it closed in a matter of an hour and 54 minutes. So that went pretty quick. So we are in pool B now, and pool B is still a great opportunity. The way pool B works is every $100,000 that is sacrificed, a new percent is unlocked. And that additional percent is shared amongst the entire pool B sacrifice set. So that's why earlier when I said up to 81%, that's if all these percents get unlocked in pool B. So that's pretty much the brief overview of it.
I see. Okay. And so I guess we're kind of now rooting for pool B sacrificers that we don't sack another million.
The best possible scenario for pool B is that $900,001 gets sacrificed.
Right.
That would give everybody in the pool the best rate.
I see. So this seems to be the current number here. Is this number accurate?
It is. And well, there's a little discrepancy, and he's also updating that. So it's basically accurate. Consider it accurate for all intents and purposes.
Okay, right on. Now, I also heard something very interesting, which is in terms of the development team, is it indeed true that you have Richard Hart developers on board? Can you talk about a little bit more about the team?
Sure. So our main developer is a Richard Hart developer, and he is the developer that built the PulseChain sacrifices, or the PulseChain sacrifice and the PulseX sacrifice, as well as he is working on the AMM bot. He's incredible, he's intelligent, and it's a blessing to have him on the team.
That's awesome, man. And I thought that was important to bring up because when I heard that, I personally felt a little bit more comfortable participating in this, given that it lends some credibility. So for the people ask themselves, why should we trust IMD to hold our funds, right? Hold our financial freedom. What more could you speak to that?
Sure. So we are doing everything in our power, and right now at this moment, we believe it to be possible that our IMD token is going to be A, truly decentralized, and B, no third-party risk. There's not going to be admin keys. So there's no staking, no locking up, no delegating of your token in any way, shape, or form. So, and the token itself, well, the reason I say it's decentralized is the top sacrificer in our sacrifice pool is actually, and I have no idea. So if you're watching, thank you. You're awesome. They have a larger portion of the tokens than any one of the founders will. So it's absolutely incredible.
What was the largest sack? Did you remember the number? Or?
Of course, 126,000.
Okay, right on.
Yeah, yeah,
right. All right.
So,
yeah.
So that's I guess I hope that answers your question there.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that. I had another question on the tip of my tongue. I hate it when you have a question on the tip of your tongue and then you forget it. But it's okay. Chat's here to save me because I see one question in the chat saying, tell KG he must make the IMD logo movable like MetaMask. I completely agree. I think this is going to be make it or break it for IMD. So
okay, you got it.
I would make it a priority.
You got it. Maybe like when you move your cursor around, it will like move the little percent sign around, like just like pull it away.
Just make it pretty to look at,
Yeah, you got it. I think we can handle that.
Yeah. Okay. Great question. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Very important.
Ahmed. All right. So, okay. I remember my question now. So I always like to ask this question to everyone I talk to, try and get a sense of the nuances of each particular protocol. what elements, if any, of IMD are immutable, or is the entire system made to improve upon given the nature of this project? Is that a question that makes sense?
It does. I'm
Okay.
glad you asked. So, as of right now, we believe it's possible to make the actual contract of IMD immutable, which is why we want to get it right the first time. Because once it's out there, it's out there.
Right.
The actual wallet obviously can't be immutable because we need to make updates and bug fixes over time. So the wallet and the smart contract that controls the IMD token are going to go hand in hand.
Right.
So the actual token itself will be or should be immutable, and the wallet itself, I mean, it can't be. It has to be
Right.
updated.
Right. Okay. No, I appreciate that answer.
Sure.
Okay, very interesting. Now, audits. Are you guys going to be audited when audit?
Absolutely. We're going to get IM, the first token, audited. We're going to get IMD audited, and we're also going to get the app route. Like, we're going to get our code audited, and we will, of course, share that code with the community. Or
Okay.
the not the code, sorry, the audit with the community. We don't know if we're going to be open source or not yet.
Any timeline on that?
What, the audit?
Mm.
Well, we gotta build the thing first.
Okay. All right. And when are we? In terms of development, are we waiting on the launch of PulseChain? Are we waiting on testnet version 3? What's the kind of state of development?
So, development is in the process of commencing.
Okay.
We're getting all the ducks in the row. We're taking aim. We're getting ready to fire. So development, we are trying our very best to start as soon as possible. And ideally, we launch a beta version of the wallet on PulseChain testnet before mainnet even launches. So we are trying to be first to market, and that is our full intent. Like, we want to be first to market.
Right. Okay. Now, I want to ask you a question that I know Messin, the lesser half of this channel, would appreciate, because we often go back and forth quite a lot. I don't know how many people are to what extent familiar with the channel, but on this channel, I've really been focusing on Richard Hart, Hex, PulseChain, and PulseChain coins as of recent. Messin has been really taking the lead and figuring out what's going on in the crypto.com ecosystem. And we go back and forth a lot as to what factors are the most important to consider when it comes to price appreciation and protocols and projects with future viability. So I want to ask you, what is it that led you to build on PulseChain? I mean, you have IM live on Binance. Like, why not continue to build up further on Binance? What is it about PulseChain specifically that made you say we need to build here?
Sure. So it's the ability to be in on the ground floor. It's the Richard Hart ethos, the sharing, the no admin keys, the way that he views crypto and the way that the community follows his vision. It is the Hexakin, PulseChain community is by far the most intelligent and savvy community I've ever been involved in, not just in crypto, but just in life. It's incredible. If something needs to get done, a Hexakin or a PulseChain is going to build it. And it's a community of innovation and entrepreneurship. So it was a no-brainer. And again, to be in at the ground floor, Binance has already been around. Ethereum's already been around. You don't get many opportunities to be in at the ground floor of a blockchain.
Yeah. And in my opinion, I'm sure many people would agree, there's a direct correlation between how early you are into something and your potential ROI. And I think even Richard has literally said something very similar. Yeah.
If you got into Hex pre-big payday, I mean, there are different types of Hexagons, right? There's even different types of, I don't know what they call them, Dogecoiners, whatever their name is. If you got in that Dogecoin at 0.4 zeros and a 4, you're a different Dogecoin buyer than that in the 55 cent, the 72 cent person. So yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Did you ever get into Doge?
Yeah,
you did. Okay. All right.
It's not an honorable story.
I won't hold it against you. It's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I got swept up by the Saturday Night Live craze, and I was like, oh yeah, I believed it. I believed the hype, and I could have sold that 72. I could have made some decent gains, but instead I was like, no, Doge, do it. I fell. They sucked me in.
Wrote it down.
Yeah, and then I they sucked me in for a minute.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, we've all been through it. Okay. Yeah, man.
You're not a real crypto nod unless you've been sucked in or wrecked or at least.
I've been rugged, bro. Yeah, unless you've been rug pulled. Yeah, you ever been actually literally rugged before?
I can safely say, or not safely, I can honestly say I have not been officially rug pulled.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, it sucks. It's not fun. Oh man, yeah, it's such an interesting journey, and yeah, there's so many pitfalls when it comes to getting into crypto. So many meme coins, so many NFTs. When people get into crypto, they're often one of the immediate things they're shielded is NFTs, meme coins, high frequency trading. To be in a spot like PulseChain, where there's a very reasonable case to be made that there is a very strong likelihood of extreme upside in the near future, paired with something of high quality. Those two factors are so rare in crypto. And so the fact that we have 55 people currently watching, guys, thank you so much. Like and subscribe. The fact that your sack phase got bought up so quick, I think speaks to the fact that people truly see the kind of opportunity here. And I'm very glad to be able to speak to you and talk about these different PulseChain ecosystems projects, because there's so much opportunity here, but also paired with high quality.
Absolutely.
Yes, so
you said
exciting.
it perfect. You said it perfect. Because there's plenty of opportunity on Binance.
Right.
But is the quality there?
Right. Yeah, you can get a 10x. You can do it, but how many rugs and how many 90% corrections you have to suffer for that one 10x, and you end up spending 6 months and breaking even at the end of it.
Exactly.
Yeah, 100%. Okay. So that I think that's the majority of the questions I had prepared. Anyways, is there anything we haven't touched on yet that you think people should know about?
Sure. Yes. So there's 2 points that I really want to hit home. So we've been receiving a lot of worries about Pool B and people not wanting to sacrifice in Pool B because they feel maybe Pool B isn't still a good opportunity. Here's an analogy I want to use. Ethereum launched at 31 cents. Okay, let's say you missed it. And instead you found out about Ethereum when it was $3. Would you be mad at getting in at Ethereum at $3? No. There's the opportunity still there. So people that sacrifice and get the Pool B rate, the only way to get tokens after Pool B closes is going to be to buy them from somebody who participated in the sacrifice.
Who ain't trying to sell like me.
Right, exactly. So there's not going to be any inflation, and it's not, hey, if a big whale comes in, the token supply is going to go crazy, making your sacrifice irrelevant. There's 2 billion tokens, and you either have some or you don't. And which leads me into the second point. This may be the very first token in crypto history where the price of the token does not matter. So if people are worried about, I'm not getting as good of a rate, the price you get the token at really doesn't matter. Sure, you get less tokens, but you're earning passive income in the form of Pulse. So if you plan on holding this token for a year, 2 years, 3 years, you're getting Pulse regardless of what the price of the token is. And the Pulse itself, if it does what other native assets on a blockchain have done, the Pulse itself is going to appreciate. So let's say your yield is $1,000 in Pulse a year. Well, if Pulse 10x's, you just got $10,000 that year based on your $1,000 Pulse. So having some piece of the pie is better than no piece of the pie.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Price is what you pay, but value is what you get, right?
Mm-hmm,
And look, I'll speak for myself because obviously not financial advice, doing research, all that good stuff. But like in my opinion, the way I analyze this, like I sacked for pool A, but I mean I'm gonna check under the couch cushions later. Maybe I'll sack some more for pool B. Like the way I view this is, guys, look, we're in crypto. We're on crypto for a reason, largely because we all understand the potential for extreme upside. All right, and given that we are in a space where you have something like IMD, which is, in my opinion, such a no-brainer use case. So it's very simple. It's not terribly complex. It's a wallet with a few redistribution mechanism and a coin that's in high demand. Simple, no-brainer, obvious. So for someone like me, what is the biggest risk factor? Maybe getting a slightly less favorable sack rate, or not having any allocation, not having any exposure. For me, the greater risk factor is not having any exposure. So, because for me, I'm personally very interested in accumulating more PulseChain. I personally sacked for liquid loans. I sacked for internet money, dividend, because I'm frankly interested in accumulating far more PulseChain. And so I view this as another route, placing money in a no-brainer place to accumulate more PulseChain. So that's my 2 cents. Do not sue me if this thing doesn't 1000x. Not financial advice. This thing could go to zero. I mean, just saying.
I'm not offended. I'm not offended. No, you've got to protect your people. I get it. I know my integrity, but to you, I'm some dude on the internet. Protect your people, bro. No offense taken.
Right, 100%. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, man. So let's see if we have any questions here in the comments before I have my one final question here. It's a great question. So, hey guys, can you please explain fee accrual? That's Z Gurwal here. So I don't know if you touched on that. If that question is not specific enough, can you say anything to that?
Sure. So first of all, huge Iron Man fan, completely underrated superhero. He's got the brains, he's got the money, the suit's awesome. Let's go, Iron Man. Yeah. So can you please explain? Okay. So the way that we're planning on doing the fee accrual right now, if you get lost in this, I'm sorry. So basically, the fee is going to be charged when the swap occurs. That pulse, that is the fee, is going to go into a pool. That pool is going to be a smart contract. The smart contract is going to recognize the wallet address of the IMD holder. So there's probably going to be some sort of like it ticks over, and whoever's holding IMD at that time, boom, the pulse is going to distribute to the contract knowing the wallet address.
Right.
So let's say you sell your IMD and you don't claim. The contract is going to reserve X amount of pulse for your wallet address because it knew you put in X amount of days of work. So,
interesting.
Yep.
So it'll keep track for you. It'll keep accruing. You can come back in a year. You don't have to do this daily, and it'll keep accruing for you. Interesting.
Yes.
And presumably, if you, let's say, participate in the sack phase and never sell, well, presumably people are going to buy and sell. People are going to dilute themselves. Presumably, more and more users enter this ecosystem. So, just to say it for those that don't see this, wouldn't it make sense that you earn more and more PulseChain over time?
Oh, yes, absolutely. So as the wallet grows and more users adopt the wallet and more trades happen on the wallet, the more fees that are accrued and the more pulse the users or the holders of IMD receive.
Right. Okay. Now, okay, one other thing. I'm glad I didn't forget to ask this.
Sure.
So I heard somewhere something to the effect that there will be a token airdropped that isn't the IMD token. What is this third token all about? Can you explain to people what that third token is?
Sure. So it literally is just a simple token contracted as no functionality, and it's just a certificate. It's a placeholder. So we're trying to launch the wallet as soon as possible after mainnet launch. But the token, this token is called Certificate of Internet Money Dividend, or CIMD. everybody who participates in the sacrifice phase is going to be airdropped their CIMD. At the time the wallet launches and we develop the IMD token, whoever's holding CIMD is going to be airdropped IMD 1-to-1. Now, here's the beauty. It creates a value on a certificate of speculation for if the wallet is going to perform or not. So let's say something happens in your life, you sacrifice, you need to get your money back. You could sell your position before the product ever releases.
Interesting. Okay, that's super interesting. So basically, people will be airdropped a token that represents their allocation in IMD. Now, let's say if IMD doesn't launch right away, it takes some time. People, if they need to liquidate their funds, will be able to sell that certificate token. Super interesting. And so the buyer of that certificate token will then be airdropped the IMD later?
Exactly.
Wow.
So if you exactly, or it's like, hey, if your buddy, oh man, I missed the sack. Hey, you could do an over-the-counter trade. You don't even have to go to the liquidity pool. Send me $100. I'll send you some CIMD, and then now that person's going to get the airdrop when actual IMD is launched.
Interesting. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Right on, man. Right on. Okay. Right on. Well, look, man, those are most of the questions I had of the protocol. Dude, thank you so much for your time. Thanks a lot for coming on. Everyone, like and subscribe. Now, I do have one final question. It's a very, very important question. I've been saving this question at the end. I put a lot of time and effort into this question. It may be a slightly controversial question.
I love it.
Feel free to tap out here. But with that, kind of preamble here, allow me a moment to perhaps best formulate this question, because it's a very important question, in my opinion. So let's say you happen to be walking down the street one day and you walk across a bridge. You're walking across a bridge, and you look over the bridge, and you see a trolley car quickly steaming down the railroad track. And you see ahead of the trolley car 5 workers working on the railroad. They got earmuffs in, they can't hear anything, they're not paying attention to you. And let's just say, for a fact that if that trolley car continues to head down that railway, it will hit and it will kill all 5 workers, right? Mm-hmm. And let's say this, you're watching all this happen. You're freaking out. What do? You look to your left. You see an extremely obese man having the same realization you're having. He's looking over the bridge. He's leaning over the bridge. He's like, oh my God, what's going on? So my question to you is, would you push the fat man off the bridge knowing that he would fall in front of the trolley car, stop the trolley car, saving the lives of the 5 workers on the railway? Or would you not push the fat man over the bridge and let the trolley car continue forward and unfortunately kill the 5 workers on the railway?
Wow.
It's deep.
These are actually my favorite types of questions. I love moral philosophy.
I saw something about philosophy in your bio, so I thought of a fun question to ask you.
It brings up a lot of ancillary questions because, okay. Can I ask you a question? How much time do I have to consider in this moment? Do I like, for example, do I have 10 seconds until impact?
You have enough time to think about it and make a decision. Let's say 30 seconds. So maybe you have 15 seconds to panic, another 15 to make a decision.
I mean, you
had some time to think about it. It wasn't a pure instinctual move. You had a moment to consider it.
Oh. So initially, you lean towards saving the 5 people because it's more lives.
Right.
But what if those 5 people are a gang of people who beat up kids? I don't know.
That's right.
You have no idea.
Right.
I guess you have to go with the fat guy because it's less life lost.
Right. Okay. Thanks, KG. A lot for coming on the channel. He would kill the fat man. You guys heard it here. KG is fully willing.
You put me in a pickle, bro. There was
No,
no
no,
winning.
no.
There was no winning.
There's no winning that. No. You heard it first, guys. KG would save the lives of 5 people. There you go. That's a better way to frame it.
Oh
yeah,
man,
yeah.
that was good. Thank you. I really appreciated that question. Hey,
awesome, man.
So we got. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I was reading a comment.
Oh no, go ahead.
So we see stressful struggle here. Just dumping on us.
What's he saying?
Let's see. I'll call him out.
Don't invest in shitcoin projects. Is that the one?
Yep. He's saying garbage. Timestamp my comments. Stupid. What do we need this for? Fuck. Oh, sorry. Excuse my language. FK. This project. Just buy some hex plebs. Yeah, man. You articulated yourself well.
Yeah. Look, man. While this person is obviously a troll, if I think we can maybe take a real useful point out of that, which is there is something about the hex community where there seems to be this prevailing sentiment of how do I best describe this? Because I don't want to make blanket statements and I want to speak accurately. There seems to be a lot of hex talk about how, like, there seems to be a lot of maximalism in the hex community, and it's very well warranted because so much of crypto is absolute garbage, and hex is indeed, a shining city on a hill. Hex is fantastic, but I think what a lot of the maximalist sentiment in the space fails to realize is that there is real opportunity outside of Richard Hart projects. Other projects are doing 100x's, 50x's, 10x's out here. So that's what I want to get across here, which is while yes, there's tremendous value in Richard Hart projects for all the reasons I'm sure everyone watching is very well aware, that doesn't mean that there isn't opportunity outside Richard Hart projects. We see it all the time, and that's just a reality we got to come to grips with. Like, stuff is out here doing 100x's, 50x's, 10x's all the time. That has nothing to do with Richard Hart, whether we like it or not. So, when people call these interesting projects with obvious use cases shitcoins, I mean, it just doesn't jive with the reality of the crypto space today, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think I second exactly what you said. I'm a Hexican. I've been in Hex. I can't call myself an OG, but I've been in Hex since 3 cents. That was my first Hex buy. And the ultimate standpoint is you can't have a blockchain with 3 projects. You just can't.
Right.
I have Hex. I sacrifice for PulseX. I sacrifice for PulseChain. We are furthering and empowering the Richard Hart ecosystem. By holding our token, you get more of a Richard Hart project. So really, if you're bullish and a maximalist on Richard Hart, our token, you should want, because you get more of Richard Hart.
Right.
I mean, my response there.
Yeah. No, I think it's very obvious. Like, guys, you're earning more PulseChain. Come on.
Imagine if MetaMask said, here, we're going to give you this token that if you hold it, you earn more Ethereum. You earn more BNB. Like, come on.
It's so simple. It's such a no-brainer. Redistribute the funds, right? Buy delay gratification, buy the Lambo 10 years down the road, redistribute the funds, have a protocol that onboards users and that's sensible and it has a product market fit. And yeah, man, maximals in this space does not make any sense in my opinion.
And that's I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So look, man, those are all the questions I have. Not sure if I see any more questions here in the comments. I think we had a fantastic conversation. I think I learned a lot. Hopefully you guys learned a lot as well. Like and subscribe. I will also put a link down in the description below to the Internet Money website as well, so you guys can check that out after we end the live stream. Before we wrap up, I just want to say, KG, thank you so much for your time, man. I appreciate you coming on the channel and explaining what Internet Money Dividend and Internet Money is all about. So do you have any final words before we wrap up here?
Sure. First of all, thank you. I appreciate your time. Appreciate you giving me the opportunity to come here and talk about what we're doing. And guys, girls, Pool B is open. The only way to get this token after Pool B closes, is to buy it from someone who participated. Passive income in the form of Pulse. Mic drop.
There you go, man. Like and subscribe. Till next time, take care, y'all.